Well, good evening. I'm back after a night away because Lucy, my daughter, was not feeling too well. She's actually been diagnosed with pharyngitis, and I never knew that the word existed until we went to the doctors yesterday. Do any of you know what pharyngitis is? It's a virus in the throat, guys, and we find out tomorrow what antibiotics she needs to be on. I'm just looking for a little, there you go. I'm looking for a little banner, guys. That's what I'm looking for. Right, let me go up to comments and see who is there. And did you know that you can send stars during this live to help support me and also to grow the page and community? And your support, guys, it means absolutely everything to me. So thank you very much indeed for joining me. Elaine, how are you? Dawn Rose, look, familiar faces already. So Lucy is safely wrapped up in bed. She's been falling asleep during the day, and I'm a great believer that when we're not very well, guys, that sleep is the best thing for us. But the great news is that Lucy's eating again. So once you've got an appetite and she's eaten 2 bacon bagels, then we know that she's on the road to recovery. Now, if you're a member, don't worry, because I'm also going to be coming live in the club after this live on the main page as well. And if you're not a member of my private members club, then why don't you get on over there? It's a safe space and community for us to talk and for us to go a little bit deeper into all that represents the esoteric. At the moment in the private members club, I'm busy gathering dates, places, and times of birth as well, so I can look at the whole chart of people and explain what the whole chart means to them as well. My cousin is watching. Deb, how you doing, my beautiful? She's in Blackpool as well, so if you do get to Blackpool, Deb, put exactly where you are, where you do readings, so I can post it up, and you have to go and see her. She's absolutely incredible. And if you're very lucky, you might get a little reading or prediction as well from this gorgeous girl. Let me see if I've got a picture of her as well. Let's have a little look. Where are you, Heavenly? Let me bring up a picture. There she is. You might have seen her picture before. That is Heavenly Petulengro. And let me tell you, you don't have to be a clairvoyant to know that she's going to be absolutely huge. So you love the members club. Let me put that up, Hannah. Thank you very much indeed. Elaine says, sleep is the best and plenty of fluids. How's your day been? If I told you about my day, I don't think you'd believe it. And I'm in 2 minds as to whether to tell you what's gone on in my day. Here we go. So Deb's is the palmist booth at Coral Island in Blackpool. Get on in there if you're around the Blackpool area and see a relation of mine. Stick to the Petulengro name, guys. So let's have a little look. Let's have a look who else is out there. When I do readings in just a moment, I would love to have your star sign. And also I like to know where you are in the world as well, because now that I'm growing my page on Facebook, let me put it down just a little bit. Now that I'm growing my page on Facebook, we have got members, of course, all the way from to Australia, in New York, in Thailand. We get everywhere, we do. And of course, don't forget as well to follow my Lengro family, who's actually the family that I stole. You know, we gypsies like to steal children. Well, I steal people. And when I created Lengro magazine just over a year ago, I went and found friends old and new that I knew were talented and I knew that you guys would like. Now that Lengro magazine, after a year, is resting, we've chosen some special members, and let me show you a little video as well of who we've got that takes part in the Lengro lives. If you haven't seen this video before and you haven't caught any of the Lengro family, then this is what you need to be watching, and I've got an update about them as well. So take a look at this.
I don't want anyone else but you. I don't want anyone else but you.
And that is my Lengro family, and they're absolutely amazing. Keep asking, and I'll tell you what happened today. You won't believe me. You really won't believe me if I tell you. So Mercury's still in retrograde until the 22nd of June. Now, we do have a Lengro live tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. But this weekend, Jack Tyler's coming down, and we won't be going live as a normal show. But we're going to be filming for a paranormal episode. Of course, you might have heard that Mitch Jenkins and Amanda Waring present, and there's going to be another paranormal show coming your way, guys. And Jack Tyler and I are actually going on a ghost walk with a lovely guy called Rob, meeting outside of a pub called the Druid's Head, which is also supposed to be very haunted in Brighton. We're going to be filming some bits with him, and then we're going to be that's for the paranormal show. Then we're going to be doing an interview with him for the paranormal show, but we're also going to be interviewing him live for you. So instead of getting a Lengro late night live at 9, you're going to get sporadic lives throughout the weekend from myself, Jack Tyler, and some unexpected members of Lengro who are joining us at different points as well. So if you want to see a bit of Brighton and have a bit of fun with the Lengro group or the Lengro family, then make sure that your phone is set to notifications so that you know when we're going live. And there's my dear friend Z, of course, in America. How you doing, Z? So shall I tell you quickly before I do some readings what happened to me? It all started off very well. I had a day booked with readings nicely spaced, and I woke up this morning, 6 o'clock as normal. I walked Honey to school today because Lucy's not very well, of course. Did all of my packaging up. People had bought tarot cards, signed some books. Somebody bought The Girl in the Painted Caravan, you know who you are, and Caravans and Wedding Bands, which, if you don't know, is the 2 books about my mother's life story, how she got famous for what she does, the famous people she did, the normal people she did, bottled some more oils. Everything was going so well. Then I had to go to the dentist, and Lucy had to come with me. She had to have some essential work done. The dentist agreed to see her, and mine was a really deep filling, guys. Imagine a year in lockdown with a hole already in your tooth, and it wasn't causing me pain, I had to be honest. So he had to drill my tooth, and then I had a Lengro meeting. We have a Lengro meeting every week. So I was talking a bit like the Godfather, because my mouth was all swollen, and they were all making fun of me, weren't you, Lengro ladies? And then I decided, after I'd done another reading, to go out into the garden for a little bit of sun, to top up the suntan. And as I did, I'm laying in the deck chair, I'm reading my book, and then behind me, I hear this scuffle. And behind me, a man climbs over my next door neighbor's fence with a case of stuff. And behind him follows, no joking, 2 policemen. And for some reason, I leave my book there. I grab my bag with my phone and my notepad in. Always got to have a notepad with you. And I run in the house and I call the girls. And the next thing you know, the police are handcuffing this guy in next door's garden. And lots of conversation has gone on. And they've asked me to go round and ring on the next door neighbor's house so they can bring this guy through the house. I'm just so glad he didn't come in my garden. So they can bring this guy through the house to put him in a police car. And I suddenly thought to myself, who needs EastEnders? I haven't watched EastEnders in years. And he's outside in the police car for ages. Honey had some friends over, so they're all looking out the window. They're all taking photographs. Don't know what happened with this poor guy, why he was arrested, why he had a suitcase, whether he'd stolen it. But, you know, I knew as soon as he was clambering over the fence that it was a bad feeling, that to get away, to get safe. And then here's a lesson for you guys. I looked at my back door and I realized that I've got a glass back door with the key that I keep in the back door. And about 4 years ago, I got burgled. No, it was 6 years ago now. I got burgled by somebody smashing my back door and simply turning the key. And my son Paris was home alone. And yet I moved house. And what did I do? I still left a key in a back door that was glass. So here's a lesson for you all tonight. And maybe I'm supposed to tell you all this. If you have a back door that's glass, even if it just has a couple of panes in, take the bloody key out in case somebody, for good or bad reasons, decides they need to come through your house. And Lucy turned around to me and she went, well, Mercury is in retrograde, Mum. But it was certainly a shocking night. And yeah, that's what happened to me. So you couldn't write that stuff, could you? Never boring where I am. And that's also living in the centre of Brighton. Claire Ellis. That was really eventful. It really was. Okay, so if you would like a reading this evening, then what I would like to know of you is your star sign, your sun sign, and also, please, I would like to know where you are in the world because I'm nosy. Z, tell everybody where you are and how is life in America? How are the restrictions over there? Do let us know. Okay, so am I not alone here? Joanne Ripper says that happened to me once when someone was hiding in their garage and the police had to actually come through your house. Oh my goodness. Okay, so the first person to tell me where they are and also what star sign they are is Vonnie. So Vonnie, I'm going to come to you first of all. Okay, so let me get my cards. And I hope you're all having a really amazing evening in this heat. It's hot, isn't it? Is it freezing in Scotland, Annie? Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, Vonnie, I'm coming for you. And I've got my crystal ball and my tarot cards at the ready. If you've commented, but it goes up a little bit, if it goes up about 7 people, then keep on commenting, please, so that I can get to you. Okay. So what I have here, Vonnie, for you is a broken heart in the past that you haven't really got over. And I do feel that that's affected you going forward with other relationships that you've had in your life. Do you think it has, my darling? When you pull the number 3, and if you don't know, tarot cards, when they were invented and created, are very much to do with numerology as well. So they stand for the fact that you had creativity, you had some great periods in your life where you felt really, really in control, followed by growth, followed by chaos. And right now, you're in the beginning of a new period. But the problem is, Vonnie, that your past is holding you back. What we see here as well is with the 8 of Swords, 8s are very much to do with good luck. And it means lack of self-belief in yourself at the moment because the card's undignified, it's upside down. So Vonnie, your mental state of mind, it needs to change at the moment. And one of the reasons it needs to change is you still see yourself as a person that somebody else cast yourself as. And that's just not good enough because you're clearly somebody who's mentally really astute, really clever, and also a really good judge of character. Now, the cards I've drawn for you are swords, which relate to the autumn time. So August, September, and October, it shows a really healthy relationship. There's some work that needs to be done before then. But also, males in your life at the moment won't be that much good for you. It feels that they can't say the right thing to you or you can't connect with them at the moment. There's been periods in your life, Vonnie, where you've got on better with men than women. But at the moment, it's the men in your life that are not shaping you the way that you need them to, okay? I want you to be yourself, to be all yourself. And what you'll find is you'll be doing some weeding, getting those people out of your life that you no longer need anymore. So Vonnie, darling, do you think you can do that work for me? Just be you. And also don't be afraid of offending people. You like it when you speak out, but you're also offended when people don't like what you say. I've got to have a lot of guts, and I'm a Scorpio, and I do feel that sometimes the truth has to be said, because if it doesn't come out now, then it's got to come out later. You're definitely going to try, and you say thank you so much. So don't forget, guys, one of the ways that you can help me that doesn't cost you a penny is to go to community at the top of the page and invite the friends on your Facebook list to follow my page, please. I've still got that bit where when you drink something, it hurts your tooth, guys, but I wanted to come on anyway Lucy wanted me to come on tonight. And I see there's lots of people who are asking how Lucy is. So Lucy's on the up and up. We're waiting for them for a swab they took from her throat on Monday to find out what kind of antibiotics she needs to be on. But as I said earlier, she's eating, and in a gypsy family, when someone eats, you know they're on the up and up. So Annie Easton's asking me a very interesting question. How does I didn't top it off. So then I was making a sandwich for Lucy, the bagel, and as I cut the sandwich, the bread for the sandwich, I cut right into my finger. You can't even see it now. Look, can you see it? And it really, really hurts. And I think it needs a steri strip actually, but I've just taken the plaster off, so I've got to make sure that I don't bleed all over my beautiful cards tonight. It's been quite a day. Things can only get better. They really, really can. Honestly, it's one of those times, and you've got to take it all in your stride. Things happen in threes. What's going to happen next? Is the internet going to go down? Who knows? Now, Amy, I know that you had a bad time recently. You've been really missing Dad, haven't you? And my belief is when somebody dies, there comes a time that you have to remember them with a smile, especially if you love them as much as you loved your dad, Amy. And the reason for that is otherwise, what was the point of them being here? Okay, let's have a look. Who's giving up because you are asking for a reading and I haven't given you one? Give me a chance. I'll get there. I've had a really long day, but I will get to everybody in the end. And don't forget, guys, I'm live 5 nights a week. And if you're that desperate, then book a private reading with me. That's how it works, guys, as well. There is no favoritism. Oh, Chrissy, I'm so glad that you've had no side effects. But I'm going to go for Amy now because I think that she really, really needs a card. All right, Amy, let's have a little look. Okay, some lovely cards I've got for you, and both twos as well. If you're learning tarot cards, maybe you use a pack of playing cards, then you will learn that any two in a pack of tarot cards relates to choices and combinations that we have. I've told you before, and in a way, this is like learning the tarot cards with me a little bit, isn't it? But don't forget, there's also an online course to learn my cards. Give a man a fish, he eats for a day. Teach a man to fish, he eats for a lifetime. You, Amy, have some big choices to make about what you do with your career and with your learning right now. And you have to prioritize. I do feel very strongly for you that where children are concerned at the moment, it's about making sure that you make choices for your children in your life so that you also have Amy and what Amy needs to do next. The Two of Wands is to do with your creativity and the fact that where your work's concerned, you'll do many jobs within one job. And don't be afraid to be studying or doing up to 3 things at once. What I'm getting from the crystal ball is your throat. And the question about how to use a crystal ball, I'll come to in a moment. I feel at the moment that for you, are your glands up at the moment? Were you feeling down because you're a bit run down at the moment? I think, Amy, at the moment, rest, don't plan too much this week, and maybe go through the rest of what we call the manifesting about Dad, so you can come out with tears of happiness instead of sadness as well. Nigel Porter, I'm very glad to hear that Dad is doing very well indeed. And I really do think that Dad will keep doing well as well. He needs to know you're doing okay as well. It hurts my finger. I'm not going to suck it. Okay, right. A crystal ball is used as a method of concentration. As a clairvoyant, I pick up feelings through you guys from what I pick up with your star sign, with connecting with you. You could describe it a little bit as matter, couldn't you? Because whether we're the stars, the earth, a person, whatever we are, an object that's been created from the materials in this world, we are all joined, and actually we all come down to being one. The Petulengro family, my family for generations, the oldest family of Romany gypsies in England, we've been taught to tap into that. And we're taught to tap into that from birth as well. Let me bring up my mate. We've been taught that from birth. So using a crystal ball, we call it scrying. You can also start off with a glass of water if you want to. It's not hard to learn. It's a little bit about tapping into it and getting into the right mindset. So sometimes the crystal ball just has to be close to me, just like a glass of water could be on your bedside table. What you can try is you can try putting a glass of water on your bedside table, or on both if you like. Take away all electrical devices and then see what dreams, what messages come in dreams, what visions the next day, and also then pour the water away as well, please. You ask how I see things. It comes in many different forms. So in a way, when I tap into you, it's like remembering a film I've seen, or watching a film where I get flashes in my head, or I could see a situation. During a private reading, when I talk to somebody on the phone, whether it's by email or face to face, I tend to get a lot more. And what I tend to get is everything about the past, the present, the future. But on here, sometimes, guys, it's hard to give really, really raw details, such as, he's an arsehole, get rid, she's cheating on you. And I will go that blunt and that honest with you as well. What we can say in a private reading, and my cousin Deb is saying 100% as well, is something that is confidential as well. Talking to a reader like me when we talk in person is sometimes we play a different role, don't we, Deb? Sometimes I'm someone's best friend. Sometimes I'm the priest that they're going to confess to. And we have had people confess all sorts of things. Sometimes I tell them. Sometimes we're a teacher, sometimes a mother. Sometimes we're like, well, absolutely everything. It goes right across the board. It's a little bit like walking into a library with a load of books with no covers on. You open up that book and nobody else can read the pages, but every story is different. And every reading that we do is interesting because you never know what you're going to feel or what you're going to pick up. Are we drained when we give a reading? No, we're not, are we? Because what would happen, Deb? We go home and our mothers would go, Dawdy, go and do the washing up, get the kettle on, because we're taught that that's part of who we are. And it's also one of our senses as well. So you know about using the senses that you've got. But the sixth sense, our clairvoyance, or maybe what you would call intuition, is what we Romany gypsies tap into to be able to predict the future. And that's why we live our lives knowing about things that are going to happen to us as well. And so I can tell if something big's going to happen. And I also feel it's not over tonight either. So I don't know who's going to be knocking at my door, what other drama's going to be happening, but I do know that I'm ready for it as well. You're trying to get a supporter link and it won't let me. Please private message me and I will help you. Now, Leslie Anthony, this lady here, if you are new here, then Leslie Anthony is my partner in my Bella Bee gemstone shop. She's absolutely amazing. Look, I've got rose quartz on tonight, Leslie. I felt I needed it tonight. I really did. And Michelle Hayes has also bought some bracelets from our shop as well. So if you haven't visited my website, it's the home of my essential oils, 7 essential oils, all citrus fruits as well, which can help you to boost your immune system. They're antiseptic, antiviral, great to spray on masks, put in the bath with a carrier oil or a drop of milk. And I do rollables and essential oil bottles as well. They're £10 each. Get over to my shop. We've had great reviews and no disappointments on them as well. So Deb says, a clairvoyant is fantastic as we know how to tell people their future. It's just fantastic to help people. And often Deb and I, we have conversations after a reading because we can't exactly go and tell our friends that don't do readings because it's confidential. But with us, I'll just say, wow, I had this lady in and blah, blah, blah. And it's amazing to share your gift with your family. No names are mentioned, but it is like being in a library of the best books that you could ever read. Self-love, we definitely do need as well. Okay, so let's have a little look. You love your bracelet. And I'm going to the private members club after this as well. So, Claire Ellis. Claire with the hair. You're an Aquarian in Norfolk. and you've had a really stressful day. Well, listen, Mercury's nearly out of retrograde. Mercury turns direct on the 22nd. If you don't know about the planets, don't worry, that's my job. Mercury is a planet of travel and communication. At various points during the year, he does what we call a retrograde motion. What that means is Mercury becomes stationary, but the Earth is still moving. So it looks to us as if he's going backwards. So that's when technical problems happen. Look at it, even interferes with my speech. That is when communications go down as well. And it's a time to really, really work on securing what we've got, but not pushing what's not working as well. It is like being a priest as well. And Claire Ellis, you can't wait for Mercury to be out of retrograde, but don't waste the help that he's giving you, because what Mercury's doing essentially is he's helping you to see where the problems are as well. So that person you're not getting on with that's highlighted, it's going to be time to change it as well. Relationships. Sometimes with relationships in all manner of forms, whether it could be a lover, a friend, a work colleague, do you not just feel, Claire Ellis, that sometimes you're talking a different language to the people around you? Claire, I feel that sometimes people must look at you as if like, what? You're right. Yeah, are you okay? I get that all the time, don't worry. But I feel temporarily, recently, you're getting people looking at you as if they don't understand you. In your younger years, what I can tell you, Claire, is you were very creative, but you didn't know where to take that. And I think, Claire, the years that you spent trying things and then sometimes giving up on the things that you started has caused problems for you. And what we have at the moment is the need for you to make money. So the choice for you, Claire, at the moment is going to be, what do I do? Walt Disney once said, do a job you love and you'll never work a day in your life. And I think, Claire, it's time for you to give up the things that are making you unhappy and the things that aren't working for you. And that's just not one thing, it's right across the board. I think that a work change and a personal change are going to be good for you, but a change of residence or to where you live and who you live needs to come third. It needs to come afterwards. But Claire, for you, you're still finding yourself. And I think this journey is going to go on until Christmas time. And I think by Christmas time, you'll be ready, really, to make the most of your future. But how can any of us sit there and go, what is the answer I need, when we haven't seen all the evidence? It's a bit like hearing half a court case, isn't it, really? And I think, Claire, it's been a long time since you've been with your own kind, isn't it? So take some time out for you. Decide who you want to be, okay? So let's go up here. Oh, now then, what I love, the Claire Petulengro and Leslie Anthony stall was at Denver Windmill on Sunday with our stall. And I will be putting up posts in future, guys, of where What I Love is traveling to. So you can meet the lovely Leslie Anthony. Well, I've got to get to you, Lauren Mass, as well in Michigan. So remind me, and I'll get to you in a moment. Hannah Chaplin, I was having a bad time, but I've realized what we worry about last week, we don't the next. Everything happens for a reason, good or bad, to test us and build our strength. So sometimes when somebody comes in to see a clairvoyant, what we tell you isn't necessarily what you're worried about, because we all know that what's ahead is sometimes a surprise. And I always describe clairvoyance as a sense, like a sense of smell, isn't it? So how do you pick up your predictions, Claire? Well, how do you smell that milk is off? How do you smell it's a roast dinner that's in the oven when you walk in your parents' house? It's just there, and it's there so strongly that we don't doubt it, and we have confidence to follow it through. Claire Ellis says about her reading, that is all very relevant. Thank you. Claire Ellis, you've got to learn to like yourself before you want others to love you, and that's not going to be hard to do. Pin a link for a private reading. You can message me. My phone number is at the top of my Facebook page. I have a work phone and a personal phone. I won't lie to you, both of them are with me, look. So just message me. It is a gift you're born with, and I think many of us have it within us as well. So let's have a little look. Romany Gypsies, the reason that it's more prevalent in Romany Gypsies is because we were never taught about boundary lines. And when you go to school, sometimes you are taught, aren't you, what is possible and what's not. And in a family of Romany Gypsies, we believe that anything is possible, don't we? It says, Deb, it just comes to you, and it's a fantastic gift. Well, for you, Julie McKay, you may have had an awful day, but I've drawn the card, which is a 9 of Cups for you. We call the 9 of Cups, again, the good luck card, but also it's called the wish card. Whichever way you draw the 9 of Cups, in whatever tarot card pack you use, it means that what you wish for will come true. And Julie, I have a feeling that someone's told you that something is not possible, that something can't happen. Deb, what do we do in a gypsy family when someone says we can't? We say we bloody well can, and we will. What it means, undignified, is you will get what you want, but there is a delay. And the delay is someone standing in your way. People aren't listening when you've spoken to them. They're not getting the message. And I feel that today as well, that you feel that people have purposely tried to trip you up as well. And I don't think, Julie, that anyone can really trip a Sagittarian up, can they? Being a fire sign, what do we know about fire signs? They're impulsive. And when the time strikes for something you really want, there will be no stopping you, because you will just go for what you want. Got to ask you, Julie, with Sagittarians, they're supposed to have great legs. And a fine example of a famous Sagittarian is Tina Turner. Didn't she have great legs? Julie, be honest, are your legs one of your best assets? I did watch a great film last night, guys. I watched What's Love Got to Do With It with Angela Bassett. What an incredible film. And just like a typical Sagittarian, there came a point, very unpredictably, when even she didn't expect it, when Tina Turner said enough. And you, Julie, will say enough is enough within the next 4 months. And I'm afraid that for me, you need to do it sooner. And the only way that you will do it is when you recognize who your enemies are. At the moment, I feel for you that you're not recognizing that because you feel you're stuck. You're not stuck. We're in a world that's moving, and you can move too. Okay, are you ready for some trouble this weekend then with Jack Tyler Live? I hope you are. And I feel like going over to America. So let's go to Michigan as well. How is life in Michigan? What's the weather like? What are the lockdown rules like? Lauren Moss. I love those glasses. Absolutely love glasses. If you don't know, I wear glasses, but half the time I wear contact lenses because I can't put my makeup on with my glasses on because I'm really don't have good eyesight. So it always ends up that I'm mostly in my contacts. Let's have a little look for you. Aries. What do we know about Aries? You are a fire sign. So all of you out there who share the sign of Lauren, let me tell you a little bit about Aries while I'm shuffling my cards. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac because in the astrological year, we begin with Aries between March and April. The beginning of the astrological new year is our new year. You may celebrate it on December 31st, going into January the 1st. But for us, we believe in our family that the astrological new year of March and April, normally we had the astrological new year on March the 20th this year. It's normally around March 21st, something like that. And we know about Aries that they're impulsive. They can have a temper when they want to, but that's only when they need to, when they're making a really big life change. Why is it, Lauren, that where you are is supposed to be a permanent place, but you know in your heart of hearts that it's not a permanent place? I'll tell you why. Your heart's not in it. Let's have a little look. Thank you, Claire. So point on says Julie McKay. Absolutely welcome. Get on over. Join my private members club. Where you are, do you not feel that you are supposed to be there? Is it almost like your subconscious is saying to you, why are you still here? But there's nothing solid, nothing in the layman's terms. There's something that you've got to finish first. Well, I'm afraid that you've already started changing. So what we have here for you is the fact that you've lost trust in something or someone. Once that trust has gone in a situation or a person, there's no turning back. is there, guys? And here we've got the hanged man as well. So for you, we've got the hanged man, but he's not hanging the right way. So you're stuck in a point at the moment of trying to work out, you know, like if you were writing something and then you looked at your page and you're thinking, what have I written? That I can see words, but I can't read what they are. It's like a mental block for you at the moment. You need a break away. I don't know what the restrictions are like where you are, but if I were you, I'd get in a car and I would drive to go and see people that relate to my past. Why? Because your past is very important. Something that you've done in your life, Lauren, led for you to leave a situation, but come in the one you're in now, as if you'd wiped the board clean, the chalkboard clean, and that past was erased. But of course, somebody like you, Lauren, and definitely an Aries, we can't erase what happened. Why? Because we need to use what happens in our lives. And you and I share the same ruling planet. I'm a Scorpio, but we share Mars. I've got Pluto too, but you've got Mars as your ruling planet. So for you, you need to ask yourself some questions. And that is, you need time out doing something different, especially professionally, so you can work out where you want to be. It's like you got in a boat and you knew where you were going. And all of a sudden you've looked around, it's gone down a completely different stream. You were on a stream that you didn't realize that you were. Let's have a little look. The house we're in was supposed to be a partnership between us and our in-laws. So again, exactly what I said. You are in a boat, you thought you knew what you were doing, and before you know it, you turned around and the in-laws have said, actually, this isn't the situation that we promised you at all. You're getting out of it. What I want to salvage from this for you, for your partner's sake, okay, or your husband's sake rather, is I want to work out for you that you don't fall out with your outlaws. I mean in-laws, outlaws. That you don't fall out with your outlaws. And that instead, as you get into this, that you take your time a little bit so that you're not left losing out on things. Okay, Lauren, there will be a financial loss if you move too quickly. And I know sometimes you want to go just F it, don't we? And I'm just getting out of here. But when it comes time and finances are involved, in an actual fact, Lauren, you know, you're not a little girl, you're a woman. So you have the right to say, look, you know, we were moving into bricks and mortar as a partnership. But I do think there's a little bit of greedy going on there as well. Money cannot make you happy. Yep. Worrying about money can't kill you. The stress of worrying about it can. But the best way is for you to feel and look back, Lauren, that you got out of this feeling like the bigger person, feeling proud. But you do need to look at what you've put into this so you don't get out any less. I feel a female in this situation is the greediest and is feeding the male with information. So you may think that your father-in-law is the one saying, oh, I'm afraid we need to be like this, but he's the puppet. So you need to talk to the puppeteer instead. In fact, you don't need to talk to any of them. You just need to decide what's fairly yours and get out with grace. I am feeling for you, there's a rented property before you go to anywhere that you can buy and call your own as well. I don't know what that means, Randy. Say every word in British. Dawdy, Mandy Rockers Romany. So I don't know. I don't quite know what you mean. I could talk in Romany instead if you like. Okay, so shall I give you my number? Have you got a pen? Let's give you the number. Get a pen, guys, and we can write it down like that. It is, let me put it up here. There is my work phone number for you guys. Dead on, says Lauren Moss as well. And thank you, she says. This is my mobile number. You can message me. I probably won't reply tonight because I'm going to watch a movie with Lulu. And I've got 2 private readings to do after that as well. But that is my number. If you've got anything that you would like to ask me or you'd like to book a reading, you can also book a reading on my website as well. Are you guys interested in learning? Oh, Deb, I love you. Deb wants to give some readings to you all as well, but she's too tired after a long day at work? Well, we know on Coral Island that they can come and find you gorgeous cards as well. You haven't missed most of me. I'm getting bigger by the day, actually, working out at the gym and over there as well. I've got some boxing gloves. I now go boxing with Rose Pierce on a Friday. I am going to give you another card as well. Amanda, you are very welcome. But maybe you guys want to learn the art of reading these cards yourself. Maybe you want to use these cards. Now, 2 people today have bought my online course, and lots of people actually today have bought the cards that I sell as well. Let's have a little look. I just want to show you as well, then I'm going to get back to some readings, what you're missing out on and why you need these cards. So have a little look at this and I'll be right back. Welcome to the Claire Petulengro Romany Gypsy Tarot cards. There's far more to each one than you could believe. Let's unlock the secrets of your tarot so that you can become as skilled as the gypsies in the art of divination. Full of Romany Gypsy history, secret clues, and much more, this pack dares to go deeper than any tarot pack has gone before. The Claire Petulengro Romany Gypsy Tarot Cards. Order your pack now at www.clairepetulengro.tv. There you go. And that is my tarot cards that you can buy online. I'm going to ask you all a question now, guys. Oh, hold on. Let me just... Somebody's calling me already. Look, let's just delete that and decline that. Hold on. And I will turn off my volume if that goes anymore. I'm going to ask you a question now because I want to look at your star signs. Here's a question for you guys. When do you feel most in control and what is your star sign? One of the things I want to do, because obviously... beautiful, I love them, says Gracie Trapani, really colourful. I want to know your star sign, but I want you to comment as well when you feel most in control. Coming out of lockdown is a really scary time for many of us, and the things that we think we can go back naturally to are sometimes the things that create the biggest fear within us as well. And if you don't know your strengths, then I'd also like to point them out to you tonight as well. No one's really quick to comment on that question, and that makes me think that we're all a little bit more weathered than we'd like to admit about how we're dealing with the new life that's awaiting us. So I am going to take, oh, here we go. Natalie White has commented for me. I'm most in control when I'm allowed to run things at work my own way. Well, Aquarius is all about the future and about moving on and making progress. So actually, Natalie, your sign is also one where you should have your own company, your own business. So Natalie, let's not rule that out for the future. And Natalie, why don't you start to make your own plan up here and also write it down about how you would do that. What you want can definitely happen as well. Leo, Chrissy, who always asks about the family. Thank you, Chrissy. Most of the time I feel in control, just like the sign Leo the Lion, who likes to roam their kingdom, but sometimes Leos give off the impression they're happy. They don't like to say when they're feeling fragile as well. Being around your family, protecting those you love, and looking after those who are weaker than you is something that you feel born to do. Michelle Hayes is a Cancerian, and you feel in control majority of the time, which means that you're at a really good place at the moment. Don't worry, Hannah, I'm going in the club after this as well. Let's have a look. Hannah says, most in control when I get my amazing marks back from uni. It shows that I'm on the right path. Hannah, I know you're on the right path. I really, really do. I think sometimes personally you have a lack of self-belief. I think that's just from a bad run of arseholes, really, isn't it? Isn't it? Come on, let's just say that. Okay, so my gorgeous Leslie says, you're always balancing and weighing things just like a Libran. Funny thing is, Librans often enter the justice system and make really good lawyers as well. Very good at weighing things up. You're very good at adding things up when my maths are very bad, Leslie, aren't you? And do you know what? If you want to have a little look at some of our products that are in the shop, you need to get over to the gemstone shop. It is absolutely full of heavenly stuff as well. These are some of our necklaces right here. And if you want to get the tarot cards and a crystal ball and go the whole hog, then don't forget that we also do as well the tarot cards and the ball as well, which are new in the shop as well. Got to take down that. Hold on 1 second. There you go. Take that down. I do all my own tech, you know. Leslie has helped me to create this absolutely gorgeous box that can be yours in my shop called My Bella Bee, after my two of my girls, where you can get that. And if you do get it as well, then you do get advice on how to use it as well. Leslie, how much is our box? It's a beautiful magnetic gift box. If you go to clairepetulengro.tv, then all the prices are there. One thing I can oh, look, this is Leslie's hands, not mine, look. Because for ages I was typing loads and I didn't have very nice nails. We're going to be doing palmistry lessons, look, in the club as well. We've got these rose quartz spheres in, and we did sell out, and Leslie managed to get some more in. I know they're £18, but I don't know how much the box is. And of course, what you see me wearing every single day as well is not just my gemstone bracelets, but also you see me wearing these necklaces as well, of which I've got the rose quartz one on tonight. There's lapis lazuli, obsidian, we've got absolutely amethyst, lots and lots there. And we've been selling lots of these as well. You can buy a zodiac scroll that tells you all about your child from age birth to 16. Put them on the right path early, I say. And of course, we have got my essential oils collection. There's a pink grapefruit, and these are just £10 a bottle. And I bottle them myself. You know, I'm not afraid of hard work. We're taught from a very young age that the harder you work, the more determined you get, and the more you end up doing something you love as well. Okay, William John, I've got a spammer. You can bugger off. William John's going to private message you now. He's blocked now. Goodbye, William John. I suppose that means I'm popular, doesn't it? If he's private messaging, if he's messaging you all as well. You've got a pendant too, haven't you? And now then, who have I missed? Did I promise to do somebody that I've missed? I'm not sure if I've missed somebody. Who's really struggling tonight before I go in the club? Let me and the hand here help you out. Look at this with all the lovely lines on. Here, guys, as well, this has got all the lovely lines that you can learn on it. Here's your mount of Jupiter, Saturn, Apollo, Mercury. This is your mount of Venus. These are all things you can learn in the private members club. We have your lifeline that comes down here. Got your headline and love line. You could learn absolutely everything. Your phalanges down here as well. Everything that you need to know about palmistry, so that maybe next time you meet someone for the first time, you'll be a bit like a doctor who checks our fingernails for the complexion of everything. We were doing it first as palmists, and once upon a time, if you were studying medicine, you had to study palmistry as well. Look it up. I'm telling you the truth, and it's down there in history in the books. And you can also Google it as well if you don't believe me. Oh, Hannah, I love you so much. Thank you very, very much. Pat Taylor, you've got the blue lace agate. Ruth Townsend, you are struggling. You're probably struggling because you're a Pisces, and Pisces really, really do not like Mercury in retrograde. Pisces don't at all. If you're a Pisces, your ruling planet is Jupiter. One of the things that you'll realize being ruled by the planet of Jupiter is Jupiter's about growth, about expansion, making things bigger and better and growing in life. And of course, what Mercury does when he's in retrograde is he restrains us as well. So do you feel almost like you've been gagged and bounded at the moment, Ruth Townsend? Pat Taylor, thank you so much for saying, how is Lulu? We had an amazing day. She's watched me work. She saw the man climb over my back back next door neighbour's garden as well. So it has been an eventful day. That's my son. Hold on 1 second. Oh, that is gone. That's it. Lovely. Thank you. My son, Paris, he is amazing boy. He's 21 this year. And actually, when we got burgled years ago, he confronted the burglars. And it was after that that my son, who's a Virgo, Virgos are perfectionists. They like to get things right. They like order. They like law. They like practicality. They like to make sure things are fair. He went on to become a jiu-jitsu champion, winning the Brazilian Open. And he's going on to do a degree in Cardiff to become a lawyer as well. Isn't that strange? After happenings like that he chose to do that. He's amazing. He's coming down for 10 days in 2 weeks. So you'll get to see his beautiful face as well. Okay, so Ruth Townsend, we're going for you. Okay, so here we've got your cards, and here we see the heartbreak that you've got. You're carrying one cup and you're not sure whether that cup's going to be full or whether it's going to be empty. We also have the Wheel of Fortune undignified upside down. What did you say? Okay, you had to make a horrible decision. I don't think that you're happy with that decision that you made, Ruth. And I think you're regretting it in every single way. Can I ask, did somebody push you into that decision? Do you wish you'd taken a different path with how you'd handled it? And who was influencing you as well to make you feel that way, Ruth? Because I think what you need to do is you need to process why you got to that point and why you got to that decision. Ruth, you almost need to be your own counselor at the moment. I know it's painful, Ruth, but you need to go back and to analyze how you got to where you are now. Yeah. Debs, what do you think? Debs is watching, my cousin who's a clairvoyant. Maybe she's going to give me a little bit of a prediction for you, because here's what I think. Sometimes, even if you do what you think is the right decision or what other people think is the right decision, when you're a Pisces, you have to take the darker route. And that means that Pisces, if somebody needs help and no one else will help them, you're somebody that would help those type of people. And I feel at the moment you're finding it hard to live with yourself with what's happened. In fact, it's almost like this massive crisis at the moment that you feel a terrible person yourself. Ruth, you've been following me for a long, long time now. In fact, I think even before I started on Facebook. My feelings for you at the moment is you need to process this yourself. You also need to perhaps add some things to this decision which make you feel better about it. So you've made a choice that you didn't want to do, but now you need to add the things that make it better in some way. You say I'm so right. I do think actually for you in particular, you do need to book a private reading. It's affected you physically and mentally as well. I'm feeling it in the chest. I feel your shoulders are hunched over. I just feel there's all of this going on with you as well, and headaches. The headaches right here as well for you as well. Maybe that's your third eye trying to come through to say, look, you're a Pisces. Us Pisces, we don't do things the way that everybody else does, and allow yourself some time to be kind to you. Okay, that's what you need to do. Now, if you fancy maybe buying the pack of cards and then turning the cards over for you and thinking, I wish I had somebody every day to show me and tell me what that card meant, like an automatic tarot reading. On my new tarot course that has a lifetime access and over 90 videos of me talking, then you could do that as well. So you can turn a card and play the video that goes with it. Having a mother that was dyslexic taught me that sometimes people don't want to read a lot of words, do they? So I do want to show you tonight as well, if that's okay, a little bit about my online course, because everybody who has signed up for it has gone absolutely crazy over it and absolutely loves it. So do take a little look at this for those that are interested. what happened at the end. I don't know what happened at the end there, but I do know that I really want you to go over to my shop and have a look at all I've got. And also my Claire Petulengro branded water bottles. These ones are filled with rose quartz. You can drink loads more water in the summer. Everyone that's bought one, Amy, I know I sent one to America, you purchased one, has said that they're drinking more water from it. And everybody also agrees that the water tastes better in it. If you don't believe me, then try it, because I guarantee you that you will agree with me. Gemstones, guys, have been used since the beginning of time. And if you go back to ancient civilizations, even with the pyramids, you'll find that in the tombs as well, there were lots of gemstones buried with them. And also during ceremonies as well, they used and relied on gemstones as well. And you can find out what gemstones are right for you by contacting Leslie Anthony as well. She can answer anything you want. We can make you a bespoke gemstone bag. Ruth Townsend, you comment and say, you're amazing. Thank you so. Resonates with me so much. I'm crying. And I want you to be crying happy tears, because you got something that you need to rectify. And you can't go back to how it was, but you can shape it now and get back in control as well. There are so many bottles to choose from. And we've got well over 100 items in our gemstone shop as well. Can we please send Ruth Townsend a little bit of love, please? I am going to go and make a coffee. Check on my Lulu and my, well, Bella as I call her, and B as well. You can go and check out my Bella B. But if you're a private member, give me time to make a cup of coffee, and we're going to get to know each other on another level tonight in the Private Members Club. So go make a coffee or a glass of wine. You know, it is Tuesday night, whatever you like, and come on over to the Private Members Club. If you're not a private member and you'd like to be, then go to www.clairepetulengro.tv, look on the drop-down menu and click on members, and just follow the very easy 3-step process. Pat Taylor, one of our best customers, I think, Pat. Leslie Anthony is amazing. She is. She has a lot of exciting things in her shop. She does indeed. And so I'm going to go and check on my girls. Are you on the wine? Oh, well, I'm not on the wine until Saturday night when we've done our interview and finished it with the lovely Rob from the Brighton Ghost Walk. We are going to be doing some amazing recording. We've got a Lengro Live tomorrow night at 9 o'clock with all the team. And this weekend, no Lengro Live at 9. Set your phone to notifications to find out where we are in Brighton. And you'll definitely get to know them on another level as we wander around Brighton. I definitely need my gemstone-filled water bottle now. Okay, so there you go. Thank you, Pat. Happy to serve you. Leslie, I love you. I really do. Okay, guys, have an amazing evening if you're not a member. If not, why not? It's just the price of a coffee. And I will see you tomorrow night on the main page. I'm going to go get up close and personal in my club. See you later. See you soon.